Today, we're going to be talking about power. Who has it and who wants it? I'm Kim Purcell, and this is the Busy Writer Workshop. In most scenes, we have people with power and people with no power. And it's very important to look at what you can do as a writer to show that versus just telling it. One of the best ways to show it is through how people talk and the body language they use. So let's take a look at that. We're going to explore Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. There are 3 ways Agatha Christie shows power. She does it through body language, through the use of objects, and through dialogue. I think as writers, we should always be observing people and looking at what do they do with their bodies and how does that show how they're feeling. When we feel low power, we often do more pacifying gestures, which are things we do when we're uncomfortable or we just need to soothe ourselves. Now, we do them all the time, so it doesn't necessarily mean someone's feeling insecure or fearful if they're adjusting their tie or they're smoothing their hair or they're rubbing their face. Those are all natural pacifying gestures we do all day long, and they're often in response to an uncomfortable thought. We do that just to soothe ourselves. Now, our faces might show the mask of like, we're cool, but our bodies, our feet, our hands are better truth tellers than our faces. When you emphasize facial expressions, you're probably not giving the full picture. Another thing we might do is we might shield with an object. A pillow, a stuffed animal, even a can of sparkling water. You may also shield by stepping behind furniture, stepping behind a door. We also contract or make our bodies small. Now, this is a bit of a cliche to say she curled into a ball. So think of different ways you can say that, other ways that people make themselves smaller. One way is they might keep their possessions closer to themselves. If they're feeling more powerful, they'll put their stuff here and arms out. Think of your possessions as an expansion of the body. People gesticulate more. Their hands and feet move freely. If we feel more power, we're also going to unshield. So what does that mean? Well, guys, often when they're about to fight, they tear off their clothes. Now, there is no logical reason you need to tear off your clothes to have a fight. Really, I think a fist punching on your bare skin is going to hurt more. But there's actually a power reason for that. You're showing your muscles, you're unshielding. They also are more likely to touch other people's things. And this is great for writing. I'm going to show you an example of that in Murder on the Orient Express. Okay, there are 2 men, Ratchet and Poirot. Poirot is a famous kind of detective guy, and Ratchet is in need of his services. He dropped unexpectedly into the seat opposite Poirot. He's moving in very close and he's falling down with force. If someone else is sitting and you're standing above them, that's a power move. Same when someone sits on a desk, when someone stands on a higher step. So, can you make that happen for one of your characters? Look at someone's body position in relation to others. When you use this type of body language, you're going to make your reader feel those same feelings of disempowerment as your character is feeling, and that's what we want. Can you oblige me with a light? He said. His voice was soft, faintly nasal. My name is Ratchet. Poirot bowed slightly. He slipped his hand into his pocket and produced a matchbox, which he handed to the other man, who took it but did not strike a light. Right here, we're showing power. He takes Poirot's object and then does nothing with it. So imagine you give someone something for a purpose and then they don't use it, right? You kind of get tense inside. You're like, are you going to use that? That's mine. Hurry up. Let's say someone borrows your phone. They just need to look something up, but then they just hold your phone and they're not doing anything with it. You're going to get annoyed. That's a way to kind of assert power over other people. You want to use objects and you want to have people hold things to show power and not give them back. If you do that, the reader's going to tense up inside. The detective was conscious of those strange, shrewd eyes, summing him up before the other spoke again. So those words, summing him up, That's the power play. When someone stares at someone, that's also a power move. In my country, he said, we come to the point quickly. Mr. Poirot, I want you to take on a job for me. So again, trying to assert power through the dialogue. There's no indication of please, would you, I have a favor to ask, or anything like that. I want to point out, he still hasn't lit the lighter. Objects are a wonderful way to show power in a scene, and so is dialogue. That's it for a deep dive into power in Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. I hope that helps you with your scene. Good luck, everyone. Bye-bye.